Hello, I'm your host, Derek Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today, we're going to talk about credit repair. And I want to thank everybody for watching this video. Well, I've rarely went over credit repair. We've talked about it briefly, but now I'm going to give some tips on how to repair your credit, of course, for free. So, please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back. So we're going to talk about credit repair. So keep in mind, Fair Credit Reporting Act. It's on your side. So oftentimes you look on your credit report and there's things that are wrong. So what do people do? They most often pay credit repair agencies. Listen very carefully. The normal rules of engagement to credit bureaus are if you send anything in, they have 30 days to respond. So if anybody tells you we can get things removed in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, that's very nice. Sometimes you can. But oftentimes you have to wait to hear back from the credit bureaus because they quote unquote say they verified information. When in fact, all they did was send some information or a request to 3 or 4 different other bureaus, and they said yes, and then they send you back a letter saying it's verified, it's good. So here's what we're gonna do. Let's talk about this. We're gonna sit here and go, first off, look at your credit report. Get your Credit Karma, or go with Credit Check Total. Go with Identity IQ, get your 1 week free trial, pull your credit report, see if there's anything that you don't think is correct on there, or if you have derogatory information. So let's get down with the derogatory information, shall we? So first up, you've heard me talk about this before. You need to call up LexisNexis, Innovis, SageStream, freeze your accounts. You heard me, freeze your accounts. It does not take 1 day sometimes. SageStream makes you do some things and then they'll send you a letter saying, I'm sorry, we're not going to freeze your account. Of course they're not, but you have to keep with it. You want to make sure they freeze your account. I'm not talking about fraud alert. I don't like fraud alerts myself because that messes up your account. So I like to freeze the accounts. The reason why? Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. What do? They actually send letters over to those guys to verify the information, and then they send it back. Now, if they can't verify the information, that's what you do. You freeze the account. Now they can't verify the information. They can't send it back going, it's verified. So you block them from doing that. That's the first phase. All right? That's your first phase. Now, what most people don't understand also is you have the right to have things removed with who you do not have a debt with. So in other words, let's say you have a credit card ABC. Credit card ABC you don't pay. What they do is they write it off. So it counted as a loss. But it's not really a loss because what they try and do is they sell it to a debt collector. So the debt collector takes your, let's say $1,000 owed, and then they call you on the phone. And that's where you get these debt collectors hounding you. They call you on the phone and they say, hey, you owe $1,000, but we'll take 50%. We'll take $500 if you pay today. The reason why they're doing that is the debt collectors picked up that debt for probably $25 to $50, maybe even $100. So they're ahead. But there's one problem with the debt collectors that most people don't realize. You never signed an agreement with the debt collector. So therefore, ABC credit card company, you have a signature. You had to sign, whether it was electronically or in person if you're at a bank, you had to sign for it. The debt collector, you didn't make an agreement with the debt collector, so therefore, they should not even be able to put it on your credit report. Do you hear me? The debt collector does not have your signature on anything. You guys never have done business. So therefore, it has to come off your credit report. This is what you have to write when you write a letter to the credit bureaus. That's Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. This is what you tell them in the letter. You say you need to take this off. I've never done business with these people. They do not have my signature according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act. They do not have a wet signature, as you guys have heard me talk about this before. They have nothing. Therefore, it has to be removed. So what's going to happen? Let's play it through. Credit Bureau, you send in a letter. Now remind you, in that letter, you have to write down the account number, because that's where you get to your information is going to be from your credit report. You write down the account number. You're going to write down the name of the debt collector. You're going to have to reference it on your credit report so the credit bureau can find it. And each credit report might have a different account number associated with the same debt collector. You just never know. So you got to pay attention. Whichever one you send in separately. So don't make the letter the same thing and then send one to each. Just make sure the account numbers are all the same, debt collector's name all the same, and you just send in a letter and you say, according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, this has to be removed because I never signed any documents with them at all. I don't have any business with these people. So therefore, you have to remove it. What's going to happen? They're going to take their sweet time, 30 days. And at around 40, 45 days, you'll get something in the mail and they'll either say, we took it off, or it'll say, it's been verified. Then that's when you have to send back another letter and say, verify is not enough. According to law, I want to see my signature that I have business with these guys. Otherwise, I'm going to start thinking about taking you to court. I'm going to be litigious. This is the litigious United States of America. Let's get with it. So you send that letter off. That's the second letter where you say, you know what? You don't have any signature of mine because I never did business with these people. I think I might have to sue you guys if you don't get this thing off. That's your second letter that you're sending them. Third letter, after they come back and go, well, you know what? It's still verified, whatever. Then you say, okay, I think I'm going to have to take you guys to court. This is your last warning and final. Just either remove it or we'll see you in court. That's how you got to play with these people. How simple is that? 1, 2, 3. Now, keep in mind, this could take 3 months. This could take 4 months. This is why a normal credit repair agency, they need you involved, because when you send letters or they send letters for you, you're going to get these letters in the mail. It doesn't go to the credit repair agency. So therefore, when it comes in the mail, you have to contact the credit repair agency and let them know that these letters came back and said either they removed it or they're saying that it's verified. The longer you wait and not contacting the credit repair agency, the longer it's going to take to get this removed. How's that for starters? Most people don't realize the process. Now, of course, I can do credit sweeps, as we call it. So if you want to do credit sweeps, $499. That's how we do it. That's a different process where they try to remove things, but there's no promise from any credit repair agency that they can remove any derogatory information. If anybody's promising you they can remove everything, you might want to have a little red flag saying, hey, hold on a minute. There's nothing in stone, because the credit bureaus fight you on trying to get derogatory information removed because their client is the debt collector. Their clients are the people that report to the credit bureaus. And their clients want you to have a higher interest rate when you get loans. So therefore, they want you to have derogatory information. You got to think about what's going on here. Now, some of you said, well, Eric, I've done more hard inquiries than I want to remember. I've applied for 10, 15, 20 things. So now you're getting denied for everything. Because if you have more than 4, 5, 6 inquiries in a 2-year period, you're probably going to start getting denied, whether you have a 700 credit score or not, because they think you're shopping around trying to get credit for a reason. So therefore, what you want to do to remove hard inquiries is almost the same thing, except it's a little bit different. Hard inquiries, you send a letter in saying, now keep in mind, you do not want to remove a hard inquiry for somebody that's reporting to your credit report. Because if you do that, the persons or companies that are reporting, and you send in something saying, I need this hard inquiry removed, that I don't have any business with these people, they did not give me a loan, these people could terminate your loan or your credit line or your trade line, because they know that you do have business with them. So therefore, when you're trying to get your hard inquiries removed, you do not remove or try to remove anybody that's reporting to your credit bureau. It's for all those people that denied you and are not reporting to your credit report. Those are the ones that you need to send a letter into to the credit bureaus and say, hey, I applied for credit, I was turned down, they didn't issue me any credit, so therefore I need my hard inquiry removed. That's a tactic you can use. So that's how you can get your hard inquiries removed. How simple is that? Sweat equity is we're gonna call it for this month. Got another 3 or 4 days for the end of the month since it's the sweat equity theme. In case y'all missed that video when I was at grandma's house changing the light bulb, that's how the sweat equity all came in. And then, how can I forget? The merch. Here's the merch. Don't forget about it, $25. Includes shipping, includes taxes. Everything's paid for. Go to stopstrugglingnow.com and you'll go to SSN merchandise. It's all right there. You'll see a women's V-neck t-shirt. You'll see different colors. 100% cotton or the one 98% cotton, 2% polyester. The polyester blend is a little bit heavier. So that's all there is with that. So anyhow, credit repair, back to that, is not that hard to repair. It just takes time. So you have to understand, everybody in today's society wants things to be done like next month, next week, things like that, when in fact, if you just be a little patient, in 7 to 8 months, not only can you have your credit repaired, but you can also add primary trade lines, AU trade lines, and after those things are removed, now you can get on to adding some more trade lines to your credit report and getting into the 700s, where you want to be. So anyhow, this is short, this is sweet. All I wanted to do was get into credit repair because we never really talk about it. I always mention it on the primary trade lines and AU trade lines video, but I wanted to be more specific. If you want to hit me up, and you can Google these letters. You don't want to do cookie cutter letters because the credit bureaus have other credit repair agencies and they're using these same letters and then they're doing auto rejects. So in other words, they're getting it back saying basically it's verified. It's verified because your letter's no different than about another 1,000 that they're getting that's the same type of letter. So that's why I'm not giving you a diagram for a letter, because I want you to make one yourself. And it's all based on what I just told you. So it's not like, it's going to be in your own words, but that's what you want to tell the credit bureau, or when you send in a letter, you want to see your wet signature on these debt collectors who actually you did not sign up with at all. So that's one way to get things removed. So again, thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. So please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And you know it's hard out here. The government is basically spending $100 billion a day to keep the banks liquid. So by the way, make sure you keep your eye on your money, because you may not want to keep all of it in the bank. I'm just saying. So with that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.